Hey guys, episode 21. I have no idea how I'm even up to this number this soon. I wasn't expecting to get to this point, maybe until like midweek, but it is what it is. So here we are. I'm working like crazy to get this done. And I've got a huge list. It's absolutely nuts. Probably getting as many as soon as I get a video done. Maybe I'll have like one or two more that come in. So I'm working as fast as I can. When you guys send the pictures, just hang tight. Um, you don't want me to respond, and that way you can hold your place. And I'm just working up the order on my DMs. And if you say something that puts you back at the top, as in like the farthest person back, so don't do that. Just get your stuff over and just hang on tight. I'll get around to you as soon as I can. It's got about 30, I think, right now to work through. So, yeah. Anyway, right now we're going to take a look at Ma's tower, and we've got no bots, so at least that makes that easier to think about. They said that they wanted help with their econ, what tier should they farm, and yeah, so we'll go from there. Let's see what we got here. So we do have black hole. And it looks like these two are synchronized. We don't have a synchronization yet on Deathwave. Um, and in this case, because this is so far away currently, I'm thinking about not recommending Multiverse Nexus. Um, yeah, I don't think recommending Multiverse Nexus at this point is a good idea because with the duration that you have, this is going to go up to 23 seconds. You've got more than that over here. So you're going to have a good duration of time to work through the enemies in your black hole and all of that. But this is about. I mean, you're going to have to work through so much. I think it's too much of a penalty to use Multiverse Nexus right now. Yes, that would synchronize everything and it's beautiful and all of that, but it's not going to yield quite yet what you want it to. So I think working the cooldown, reducing that as much as possible. If you can get that to the 2 minutes and 10 seconds, perfect. Um, yeah, I think that's where the stones need to go. And then once you do, that'll give you time to work on the Death Wave coin bonus. And so once everything meets up, you'll probably have that done, and you have a good chunk of change there. I think this one's going to go a little bit faster. Let's not use Multiverse Nexus because there's so many gains that you have just from having these two synchronized that pulling these back because of Deathwave, I think is too much of a trade-off. Plus, at Legendary, you've got an extra 10 seconds that's adding to. I yeah, I don't think that's a good one. For modules, I don't see a G comp in here. Looks like you haven't ruled that yet. For farming, yeah, we're not going to want to use death penalty. That's going to hurt your farming. So use the Havoc Bringer. I think that's what this one is. Um, you want to hoard enemies, hold them close tight. So when your econ goes off, then you start killing your enemies in black hole, ideally. So one of the tools that's going to help you Let's jump here's this here. Okay, you got lab speed going. That's perfect. Black hole coin. Do we have black hole damage? I don't see black hole damage in here. Let's see here. Just working my way through. Where is black hole damage? Might be farther down, so it might not be in these pictures. Or maybe you've already finished black hole damage, in which case that's awesome. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. But it looks like you might actually be done with black hole damage, in which case that's absolutely freaking fantastic. Let's see, where is your working on? Oh, that's in your favorites. So yeah, black hole coin, you're definitely gonna work on that. I can't see what the multiplier on that is. If that's at like ×2 already, maybe I would use that. ×2 or higher. I would use maybe Multiverse Nexus, or if you had Deathwave coin bonus max, but otherwise I don't think it's a good choice to do, or at least to have that synchronization going on right at this moment. Golden Tower duration. I would switch Golden Tower duration over to bonus, and the reason why is if you look over here, you've got 23 seconds, so you've got an extra 10 seconds over on Golden Tower. You're not getting the bonus here, so getting more lab bonus is just going to enhance the effect, the synergy between these. Whereas bonuses or more duration is not going to give you that. Yeah, you've got these purple. You might want to grab an extra 2 lab slots. And then after those 2 lab slots, I would say roll modules for a while. Usually I don't say that, but in your case, I think rolling modules is probably the key here. Try to get some of these things up to mythic, or even ancestral, if RNG plays in that favor. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Got active labs, so we've got lab speed, black hole coin bonus. That's awesome. You can keep checking away at Deathwave cell bonus. That's great. And then you can also work on the coin bonus as well for Deathwave. We're going to take off Golden Tower duration for Golden Tower bonus. And then attack speed, that could be... I would probably put it towards modules if you haven't done that yet. Let's see. Modules was somewhere in here. Perks, you have that minimized, so I can't see that. Yeah, I would use work on modules. It's a common drop chance. It looks like you've got the money at this point, so I do common drop chance, rare drop chance. Probably back and forth between the reroll shards and mission shards. And then after that, I would do the module shard cost. And then hopefully at some point you do roll G-Comp. Even at a lower end level, it'll still be pretty valuable for what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah, I think trying to get G comp is going to be really, really powerful for you. Really strong for what you need in getting higher rarities of things. Um, Looks like we finished the mission. Let's grab that. Let's claim these. I'm not watching my stuff as much as I should. So it looks like I'm starting to take damage, in which case I think that's time for me to just stretch up the last part of the run. Nice. That's looking good. So this run's probably going to go about 12 hours. Yeah. Over 500,000 cells? That sounds tasty to me. Um, Back on track. Okay. So, we are at... I'm gonna eyeball this, and given what I can see right now, probably your sweet spot for farming is going to be tier 7, tier 8, somewhere in there, just so you can get probably tier 7, just so you've got a little bit more reliability when it comes to your run. You know, the perks aren't going to be hitting you as negatively overall over a stretch of a run than otherwise. And then I think you're already running a little bit. Were you running a little bit of a Devo setup? No, you're not. Okay. So since you have black hole, here's the health side. You're gonna want a lot of absolute defense. You're going to knock your thorns damage down to 1%, and you're gonna modify that based on how many enemies are gathering on your tower. You know, if you're at the max, you can bump it up a little bit, like 1 point at a time, just kind of gauge how things are. And that way, hopefully, this kind of preps your enemies for when they go into the black hole and they start taking the black hole damage. So let's say we go back and we're going to take a look at your black hole. So I think black hole damage maxes at 2% per second. So with the perk, you're looking at 32 seconds or 64% of the enemy health gone while they're in that black hole. And then you just need to kind of sort through the rest. So that's actually a really sizable chunk. Probably don't need a huge amount of thorns damage. Granted, yeah, maybe that's going to be mostly basics that you're going to be tearing through with that, but yeah, and ranged. Ranged will definitely do a lot of damage to themselves. So and really prep them for getting killed in your black hole. So knock down that thorns damage to like 1%. And just kind of play around with it. Maybe you can up it to 2, 3. You know, and as it gets closer, where enemies are getting, you know, going past your absolute defense and actually doing some damage to you, you know, you can steadily increase it from there. Knockback chance, knockback force minimal, orbs. You could do 1 and then increase that uh, with the perks, but otherwise try to keep the orbs pretty minimal. Shockwave size, and you can keep the frequency, just keep the shockwave size minimal. And then landmine chance, you already have that 0%. That's perfect where that's at. You can put radius, that's fine. You just don't want landmine stealing kills from you. Utility upgrades, you're going to take off free ups for all 3. And then you're fine where everything else is at. You know, do as you can. Yeah, we don't have the attack side, but I think I've kind of already talked about it. You know, you're going to want the attack speed down. You're going to want your attack radius minimal. And you're not going to increase your attack radius because it's going to push the black holes are not going to encompass as much of your tower. Um, and then you can just let's see here. We have. Well, it looks like we should have. Oh yeah. Okay. Attack speed, critical chance, attack range, multi-shot, rapid fire, bounce shot chance. And then when you're in a round, because I think you do have spotlight, right? No, you don't have spotlight. Never mind. Um, yeah, and while you're farming, you're gonna take off inner landmines because while you're hoarding enemies on your tower, you don't want the inner landmines killing guys. So that's another one. You're gonna turn that off. Chrono Field, you can keep that on. It's not gonna be a huge deal for where you're at and what you're trying to do. Yeah, I think that's where I would keep that. And if you have problems killing guys, for you specifically, I would say yeah, we could start off with rapid fire and then steadily increase attack speed if you're just not quite able to kill all the enemies that are in black hole. But you want to make sure that you're not increasing rapid fire too much. Because if you do, you'll be killing enemies and not allowing yourself to hoard enemies on your tower as much. So you'll have to experiment and play around and see what's the sweet spot as far as how far into the run you can start increasing that and not hurting yourself. And because you're doing things this way, I'm going to look back at this. Right now, you're probably around here, so you might actually want to go back to tier 5. Play around with like tier 5, tier 6. It's going to be longer runs. See how it does in there. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for you. We'll catch you later.